People are always super surprised when I tell them I refuse to pack in anything larger than a 21-inch carry-on suitcase, and they always ask how I do that. So today I'm going to let you come along with me while I pack my two kids in one 21-inch carry-on suitcase for Disneyland, with the technique I use for packing myself as well. Plus, I'm sharing my Disneyland travel must-haves, so let's get started. Today, I'm going to show you how I pack my 8-year-old and my 2-year-old for a 5-day trip, spending 3 days at Disneyland. And for this trip, we will be flying, so we want to be as compact and TSA friendly as possible. We'll start with the toddler first. I pack her a little bit different because her clothes are so small, but the technique is still similar to the older kids and adults. I start with the outfit meant for the last day of the trip first, laying out the top first, then the pants on top of the shirt, and continuing the same pattern for each day, ending with the first day of the trip on the top. Then I simply fold in the sides of the entire stack and roll it into a compact roulade. That's a baking term, but I think it applies here too. This way, all you have to do is unroll the stack and you have the next day's outfit on the top ready to go. I also like to bring a child-size hanger so I can hang up the next day's outfit, spritz it with some anti-wrinkle spray, hanging it ready to go for the next day. Of course, most hotels have adult-size hangers, so I don't pack one for myself, but they don't have kid hangers. Now, because August and September are probably the only months that are usually hot all day, I always suggest packing a long sleeve shirt, sweater, or even a light jacket option because Anaheim can get quite cold at night and in the morning. So long sleeve options get their own stack and their own roll. And if we're flying, I always pack the sandals and then wear the bulkiest sneakers at the airport because A, you usually do a fair amount of walking at airports, B, sandals are usually lighter and smaller to pack, and C, if there was ever an emergency on a plane, I wouldn't want to be stuck in flip-flops because I'm a bit of an anxious traveler, so I think like that. I pack Big Sister the same as I pack myself, by again starting with the last outfit of the trip, but laying the top and the bottom side by side this time, making two separate stacks. Making a separate tops roll and a bottoms roll, but when unrolled, it will have a matching outfit ready to go on the top, using the same spritz and hang technique I talked about before. And just like before, we're doing the same thing with rolling any kind of sweaters. Also with this trip, I want to do matching Star Wars dresses, so I'm going to stack and roll those together because they have similar shapes and lengths. And I will put that roll in little sister's side because there's a bit more room on that side. Now they're ready to meet their favorite droids and adventure through the galaxy. Next, the swimsuits get rolled up and tucked in with the rest of the clothes. I do pajamas different because there's nothing worse than digging through your suitcase after a long day of travel looking for jammies. So jammies get one flat half fold and placed on top for easy access. I also have a second pair of walking shoes for Big Sis because I always suggest bringing 2 pairs of walking shoes if you're doing more than one day at the parks. Socks get tucked inside each other, forming a sock tube that can be tucked into shoes, avoiding lost socks all over your suitcase. And undies get the same stack and roll technique as the clothes do. Then toiletries get put in a reusable Ziploc bag. I'll talk more about these baggies in just a moment because they're awesome and my favorite. And of course, what would a trip to Disneyland be without packing some Minnie or Mickey Mouse ears? As far as diapers are concerned, if I'm flying and it's a longer trip, I pack a few in the underseat carry-on, a few diapers in the suitcase, and then I buy the rest when we get there because diapers for 5 or more days takes up way too much space in luggage. Now all that's left is tucking everything in. I always try to leave extra room in my bags going to Disneyland because you'll probably be bringing back a souvenir or two. As you can see, this packed up nice and tight, and I didn't even need to unzip the extender. Now, let's talk about the 10 items I always pack when going to Disneyland and frankly, all travel. This is not a paid promotion. These are legitimately the things I pack for every trip. They can all be found on Amazon, and I'll leave links to everything I mention in the description box of this video to make things super easy for you guys. Let's jump to the first item, spray hand sanitizer. I like the spray over the gel because it doesn't feel sticky. It's easy to spray onto the kids' hands, and at Disneyland, you never know when you're going to need to freshen up everybody's hands. Next is reusable Ziploc bags. Not only are they going to be a more earth-friendly choice, they are more sturdy and easier to pack with, and they're awesome for packing snacks for the plane or even at the parks. This next one is for those who are prone to chafing. Either a stick of squirrel's nut butter or Body Glide will save your life. Just apply it anywhere on your body that you may experience rubbing or chafing, and you'll be good to go for park hopping all day. Speaking of chafing, if you do end up with blisters, Hydrosil all-purpose Band-Aids are the best. Take it from an ex-ballerina, these are the only Band-Aids that will survive a day at Disneyland. And protect those blisties. Now let's talk about your face and protecting it. Super Goop face moisturizers are my absolute favorite. I have all of the varieties, but the Play is perfect to use on the entire family. It's not harsh or heavy. It doesn't make me break out. I love it. It has an SPF of 50, so it's great to use for a day at Disneyland. And for those with sensitive tummies or just when the theme park food kicks in, I pop one of these tiny mint beads under my tongue and then take a swig of water after it melts. Not only will your breath be fresh, but it helps out your tummy and nausea issues that come with these trips. My husband won't run an ultra marathon without them. They're very helpful little beads. They even help me with my motion sickness that I get. I love these little magic beads. Next is for the light sleepers and hot sleepers. We never leave home without a small tabletop fan. It doubles as both white noise for the guaranteed hotel noise you'll have, and for air circulation if you tend to sleep hot. As I mentioned before, I also like to have a wrinkle release spray. Although the rolling method of packing helps with wrinkles, this will also help loosen those annoying travel wrinkles. As for toothpaste, I like to use the tablets for traveling. I know not everyone likes them, but one less item to explode in my bag and a less traveled toothpaste tube in landfills is my biggest factors. And I feel like they freshen your mouth up better than a lot of other toothpaste in my opinion. And for a quick bonus tip, I like to pre-buy my girls' ears on either Amazon or Etsy because they're usually cheaper, so it's not the worst if they get lost or they don't want to wear them. And they're usually lightweight because sometimes the big ears at the parks are just too big and too expensive for me. And there you have it. If you like this video today, please consider subscribing to my channel, and you may like this video on your right for more how-to tips. Take care, you guys.